Greetings everyone, we are the third group of STEM Euler and we are going to present to you the popular Filipino game, Chinese Garter. Chinese Garter is a game requiring flexibility, balance, and coordination. It is a popular game for Filipino children. The game revolves around an ordinary garter around 2 to 3 yards long, which can be bought in sewing stores at around 20 pesos or less. Chinese jump rope became popular in the United States in the 1960s. It is also popular in Europe, Canada, and China. Its alternate names include yoki, elastics, Chinese garters, and gummet twist.
Next is the origin of the Chinese Garter. The game has been traced back to being played by children in 7th century in China. The Chinese New Year and other traditional festivals include a folk customs, performances, and competitions. Many of these celebratory traditions have been passed from generation to generation, so several ancient customs are still observed today. Nowadays, children all over the world play versions of Chinese jump rope. Some children in English-speaking countries used to call the game Chinese Garter because they played with old garters as the ropes.
The primary objective of the game Chinese Garter is to be able to successfully jump or cross over the garter without tripping, which implies that a certain team would be eliminated and will become the new game post if and only if the players trip over the garter.
In each round, the height or the stature of the garter increases. Higher rounds demand agility since players leap with their feet first in the air and they cross over the garter and end up landing on the side. The person needs to move farther away from the garter as the height increases in order to gather energy and use it to jump higher, reaching the level of the garter.
The garter by large begins at the lower leg level, and next is the knee leg level, and so on until the point that the garter is weighted overhead. Also, doing cartwheels in higher levels is allowed.
To play the game, players are divided into 2 or more teams with a minimum number of 2 members per team. Although, you can still play this with only 3 members, 2 holding the rope and 1 jumping on it.
The 2 members of the each team shall serve as the game posts and will stand facing each other at both ends with the garter stretched horizontally around 2 to 3 yards or 7 feet long loop around their ankles.
Chinese Garter is usually played outdoors as it requires an open space of approximately 10 meters or more. During the game, the each opposing team shall serve as the game post, represented as posts 1 and 2, as they stand opposite of each other and hold each end of a 2-meter garter.
The objective of the game is to hop over the garter from the designated jumping area towards the landing area as the garter is gradually held higher by the game posts.
The material of the game is very simple. You'd only look for a garter which can be either made of rubber or cloth depending on its purpose. You can purchase it on retail stores for a very cheap price, but try to not buy the most brittle ones. If I were to recommend you the best choice among the two, better go for the rubberized one. If not, try to use the other variation of material for the game. Another thing that we use in playing Chinese Garter is rubber band. We collect lots of rubber bands and put them or connect them together until we reach our desired length. And then this thin rubber became famous as Chinese Garter, also became well known as a material in playing Chinese Garter. This thing is actually 1 peso each when I was still in elementary.
Once a player fails to go over a particular level, he or she will not be able to jump on the next level. Then, one member of the team needs to make up the missed up jump of the other player. Failure to do so will lead to the team's elimination by making them the new game post. If it is your team's turn again, you will have to continue on the level or round on where you stop.
Players are divided into at least 2 groups, with a base number of 2 individuals for every group. Amidst the game, 2 individuals from the it group will fill in as game posts, as they remain inverse each other and hold each end of the garter. The goal of the game, at that point is to have the capacity to effectively bounce over the garter, as it is step by step held higher by the game post.
Now let's talk about the values of the game. First, Chinese Garter also helps us develop executive function, the skills that help an individual to entertain himself using imagination, solve problems, plan, prioritize, troubleshoot, negotiate, and multitask. For executive function to develop, we need unstructured time to practice these abilities. And the best time for this is when we are outdoors with our friends. Second, it can also teach us how to socialize. Think about it. Aside from your family, the people that really helped shape your social skills are those you grew up playing with. Whoever you are now is greatly affected by your interaction with your peers as a child.
So now we'll proceed to the next values of the game. Chinese Garter improves camaraderie and teamwork among the members. It is known to be a game that needs great effort, and thus teamwork is a must. And lastly, it brings fun and leisure while playing, and it's very simple to play. You can play this game everywhere with your friends, and indeed brings a lot of joy to you.
The Chinese Garter game is subdivided into different levels, and the number of levels depend on the players. Here are some examples of the levels used in the game. Level 1, ground high. Level 2, knee high. Level 3, waist high.
Next, level 4, chest high, where the garter is placed at the chest height of the two standing people holding the garter. Level 5, ear high, and level 6, couple of inches over the head. However, in this game, it's up to the players where they will going to end the levels, as long as they crosswise over the garter without being stripped, being happy, and of course acquired the fitness benefit of it. Chinese Garter as a Philippine traditional game is the best and memorable game, especially to us girls in our elementary years.